All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to be giving you an in-depth look at the dash and off-road pages in the brand new Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so I have this set up in a first-person point of view, so this is what you'll be seeing when you start up and drive the truck. So first, let's reach down to the magical button. Press it once, is going to give you accessories, and then press it again, and it will start the truck. So let's start with accessories. So first of all, you have this cool thing that lights up here, and then it says clutch plus button equals starting the truck. Well, that's because I have a true manual transmission. All right, so let's zoom in on the dash here. All right, so now I've got the truck, obviously 0 miles per hour. You can see it's only got 1,400 miles on it. My radio is set to 99.7. I got a decently full gas tank, and the truck is not overly hot or cold. So now what I got is I'm going to reach down and I'm going to start pushing these buttons. So if I push this down once, it's going to give me my vehicle info. Now, so once that's one down push. Now, if I push these side buttons, it's going to rotate through the information I've got. So let's look here. So I've got my engine temperature, 188 Fahrenheit. All right, great. Click it once more to the side here, and that's going to give me my oil temperature. So 188, great. Okay, click it again. That's oil pressure is 29 psi. Awesome. Click it again. That's going to be my oil life. So this is actually pretty cool because when you can click this through, it actually tells me how much life there is left in the oil of the truck. So that's basically great. You know, if you do a lot of off-roading, you can't really track your oil usage by the miles on the truck. You really have to go based on the actual oil life. So I always had to guesstimate, but now I actually have this thing here that tells me, which is pretty dang cool. So click it again, and I've got the voltage, battery voltage. Click it again, and I've got my tire pressure. So this is pretty cool because when you air down your tires for off-roading, you're going to have this guy, which tells you basically the pressure of all your tires. So I'm all about 40 psi, which I'm happy with because I'm not doing much off-roading. All right, let's click it again, and I'm back to coolant temperature. Actually, was that coolant temperature? There we go. Back to coolant temperature, or basically engine temp. So those are what happened. That's the one click down on this button gives you basically all that information. So let's click this button again, one more click. And what do I got here? Well, I've got my off-road pitch and roll meter, which is actually really cool. So this basically tells me the degree to which my truck is, pitching and rolling. So right now I'm apparently at a 1%. Side slope, but I'm pretty much completely flat this way. Now, one thing to note about this is over 25 miles per hour, this actually shuts off. This only works up to 25 miles per hour. Then it will say going or exceeding speed of 25, and it just won't say anything. It'll be blacked out like this guy is here. All right, so let's hit this side button again, because each of these pages actually has a bunch of side buttons. So when you click through, this selects your main page. Then you click the side buttons, and these are going to select the aspects of the page. So my pitch and roll meter, I click the side button here. On this page is pretty cool. So this basically tells you the degree to which your tires are angled. So that's pretty dang cool. You can see there when I rotate the steering wheel, it rotates the front. Then it's going to tell you what's locked up. So in the image here, we've got front locker, rear locker, four-wheel drive, and then sway bar. So as you can see right now, I'm just in two-wheel drive. So if I engage the lockers, it'll show it on these in the front or in the rear. If I engage four-wheel drive, it'll show it in the center here. And if I connect or disconnect the sway bar, it's going to show it right here. Now, I'm going to have a separate video for all of that stuff because that's a little bit more intricate than simply, there's so much to this. You can see down here, I've got 4 high, 4 low. I've got front and rear lockers that are engaged with this. I've got off-road plus, and I've got sway bar. So I'm not going to get into all that because right now we're just looking at the dash of the truck. But safe to say, this is the page that's going to tell you what all is going on there. So let's straighten out our steering wheel a little bit. And all right, so let's hit this side button again, and it takes you back to your pitch and roll. All right, perfect. So now let's hit this down button again and see what comes up next. All right, so here we've got our fuel economy. Now, I've been very surprised at how poor the fuel economy of this truck is. Now, you can see here, I drive very conservatively, and I can't get more than 17 miles to the gallon, no matter how hard I try. But while you're driving, this is actually going to tell you your current mile per gallon right here. I never get above 20 to 23, and I'm usually sitting about the 14 to 15 range, but that's just me. So you can see current there. Current there is going to tell you. Up here, it's going to tell you your range, or down here as well. So that's pretty cool, but also stressful if you're watching your gas mileage go down the tubes. All right, let's hit the side button, on this one, and it's going to tell you your average fuel economy, which it already did, and that's pretty much it for that page. Yeah, so this is your average fuel economy here, and then this is your current fuel economy. Really not that different. They almost look like the same page. All right, let's hit the down button again. That is going to take you to your trip information. Now, basically, it's going to say I've driven 44 miles since I last reset it. I'm getting an average of 15 miles to the gallon. The total trip time is 2 hours and 3 minutes, and that is trip A. So that's actually really cool because it allows you to find out how you're doing your current gas mileage for just that trip. So if you're driving country roads, you know, I've been driving country roads, so I'm getting about 15 miles on the country roads. When I'm driving freeway, I get about 17 to 18. So it's a great way to do that. So if I hit the side button on this, it gives me trip B. So trip B is going to be the overall since I refilled the gas tank last, or since I reset trip B last, which you can see here, I reset trip B quite a while ago. So it's getting combined gas mileage of 17. So a little bit better. And then it obviously tells me my gas or my freaking miles. Sorry about that. All right. And then we're back to trip A. So let's hit the down button again. What is that? Well, it's going to tell me any alerts. So this is my alert page. Show stop, start, not ready, driver seatbelt unlocked. Yeah, I'm just chilling here. I'm not driving anywhere, so my seatbelt's unlocked. Sue me. All right. And then side buttons on this one don't really do anything. This is kind of an alert page for anything. So like say you've blown a tire, or your four-wheel drive is, you know, acting up, something like that, or you have any alerts, lights, any of that stuff. That's what's going to come up here. So let's hit the down button again. And it's going to tell you your audio system. So right now, I just have it set to whatever radio station came on when I turned the truck on. And that's pretty much it. Side buttons on this don't really do much. It's pretty much just telling you what radio station you're on. All right, so hit the down button again, and it just says no stored messages. Basically, there's nothing stored there to tell you. I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Hit the down button again. And screen setup. Press OK to enter screen setup. Basically, this allows me to adjust how my screen is actually set up. So what is where, defaults, odometer, favorite. So this is basically allows me, it's kind of like the setup button on your radio. And so then press this side button here to exit setup. So I actually like how it's set up, so I'm just going to stick with what it is. Hit the down button again, and I've got my speedometer right in the center. So this is what I usually leave it on, just, you know, because it's really easy to look down and see your speed. And that's pretty much it. All right. So those are your pages. Hit this again, and it goes back to what I already showed you. All right. So those are your pages. Now, other than that, I said I'd show you the dash, but pretty much that is the dash. So you've got your brake button, you've got your seatbelt button, but other than that, this right in the center here is really what you're actually going to be looking at. There are a bunch of warning lights in these gauges, but obviously there's a brand new truck. None of them are lit up. And honestly, I don't know how many warning lights there are, but they're all going to be pretty much standard. You've got your headlights on. So if I click my headlights on, high beams, I got that, you know, and I've got all the other ones, and I'm not really going to get into that because that's just like any other truck. But those right there in the center are really what separate this truck from others. All right, guys, well, there you go. That was a detailed look at the off-road pages / dashboard of your brand new Jeep Gladiator. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and informative. Hey, if you like this video, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Any of these Jeep Gladiator products that I like or recommend are going to be in the description below. Check those out if you want to. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.